Today, I'm gonna show you the good, the bad, and the ugly of 2K17 defensive settings. I'm gonna show you what it looks like when a user does well with them, what it looks like when there's a user mistake, and most importantly, I'm gonna show you what it looks like when 2K screws you. Yep, there is a pretty big design flaw in off-ball screen defense this year. I will be breaking that down in detail for you after this intro, so stick around for that. But most importantly, I will be showing you how you can use defensive settings correctly and what that looks like, and at the same time what it looks like when you yourself make a mistake on the court. Alright, and yes, make sure you subscribe for over 100 2K17 tutorials this year. I guarantee I can help you win and most importantly, have fun with the game. So let's begin with the ugly. We're gonna look at this major game design flaw. Let's look at a small one first. This is a small one, but I hate it. You see, I'm setting up my POEs here, and I'll break these down in a later tutorial in the week. I'm just setting it up. But look, I'm defending and setting it up, and by the time I finished doing it, it took me 7 seconds of game time and a lot of stress because I was controlling off-ball defense too. Why isn't it here? It used to be here before a game begins. Why can't we have these settings here? So make sure, send this to 2K or something, I want these back here. Okay, so but the major flaw, we should also send this to 2K, is the off-ball screen defense. So you see, I've set it to under here. So focus on the left side, focus on Quincy Pondexter. He sets an off-ball screen on Lowry. Lowry's supposed to go under, but Lowry doesn't even recognize the screen until it's too late. Danny Green tries to step up. Everything is messed, okay? As a user, you can't fix this. This is a major gameplay issue. Because, okay, watch Eric Gordon screens Middleton here. Look at Chris Middleton, the AI Middleton. He's not paying attention. I tried to switch to him, it's too late. He doesn't even know a screen is coming. He's standing there while Eric Gordon sets an off-ball screen on him. This happens all the time when you use AI defense on off-ball. Watch, same thing. Watch Robert Horry getting screened by Ajinça on the left. Horry is standing there. Look at this, that's ridiculous. I have the setting on go under for everyone, but it doesn't even matter because the defender doesn't recognize he being screened, and when he does, it's too late. So same thing, I got off-ball screen on CJ McCollum under here. It doesn't matter, watch. So CJ is gonna set the screen. I have go under on everyone again. Watch CJ sets the screen on my Eddie Jones. Watch it, look at Eddie Jones. Look, he's just standing there. That's insane. It's on slow-mo, but in real time, that's at least like less than half a second, but it's a game killer because your off-ball defense is not playing properly. Watch Isili set on the right side, set an off-ball screen for McCollum. Watch my Ginobili. What? I had to switch to him manually and it's way too late. He doesn't get in position to stop himself from being screened. Alright, so we are screwed in off-ball screen scenarios in 2K. Until they patch it, or you just have to use it to defend it. You have to go off-ball yourself, so make sure you understand that. But here, I'm going to show you some good, perfect execution with the settings. Because on-ball pick-and-roll settings this year, they're actually excellent. So if you set them correctly and you use them correctly yourself, you're going to play great. So watch. I have the hedge and on-ball screen all on go under and soft hedge here against the Pelicans. And you can see I'm user all on-balling this. So off-ball defender's computer, off-ball under hedge, perfect. The AI can handle this. So pretty much you can leave them to defend as the hedge defender in pick and rolls. Watch, this is under and soft hedge again. Execute it perfectly. I'm switching on-ball and off-ball, yes, but AI Anthony Davis as the off-ball defender locked that up perfectly. So if you understand that, because it's defense, right? You're gonna plug the holes where the holes are. And the holes are gonna come from the off-ball screen scenarios. If you got your pick and roll defensive settings correct or suitable for the team you're playing against, it's gonna execute fine. Watch, I'm doing on-ball again. See, under, soft hedge, perfect. That's exactly what it's supposed to look like in the NBA, and it looks just like that in 2K because Jrue Holiday cannot shoot. He hits that, that's a lucky shot, that's fine. The defensive settings were correct and they were executed properly. So I am preaching to you because of the ugliness you saw in the off-ball screen defense by the computer earlier, where they don't pay attention really until like way too late. And the fact that on-ball pick and roll settings work great, you pretty much have to go off-ball to stop the off-ball screens. Because if someone is smart, like when I play against someone, I go off-ball screen plays all the time just to screw them. Oh, and here you can see I adjusted with going soft hedge, but I go over manually. You can see it still works. I'm trying to show you pick and roll defensive settings work if you do it right as the user, alright? But off-ball screen defensive settings don't work because AI defenders don't react. Go off ball screen. Anytime you see an off ball screen, go off ball right away. Do not guard on ball when you see an off ball screen. 2K will screw you. Because maybe you didn't notice it before, but yeah, they're at least half a second to a full second late, so don't. Alright? Off ball screen to stop shots. Pick and roll defensive settings can stop pick and rolls themselves. And here you can focus on the bad, which is poor execution by me, so user mistakes. And at the same time, I'm going to show you what wrong defensive settings in the wrong situations will look like. So this is my fault. I am jumping on the over here. I'm Kyle Lowry and I'm playing the screen too much. Watch, I'm jumping over, which gives Jrue Holiday the pull up, and rightfully so, he hits that. That's a user mistake. Same thing here again. I'm jumping the over with Dan Marley. I gave a middle, which is just dumb basketball. User mistake. I can live with all of these. I'm just showing you what they look like when you do wrong. So here, I'm supposed to go over and soft hedge. That's the setting that I did. But I did not do what the setting is supposed to do. In my experience, if you set it one way and you do another thing, it's like 2K will hurt you. So if you set it some way, make sure you don't do the opposite. And here I go over and soft hedge on CJ McCollum, and I actually do it perfectly. So there was no user mistakes in terms of the pick and roll, but I messed up on the ISO. So watch, I'm Eddie Jones here. I see the screen coming, I go over, no soft hedge needed because it took away the pick. I go under, but we're still able to stop it. But here I got beat out of isolation situation. So I'm just trying to show you the settings are good if they work, but if you make a user mistake, they will still score, right? Settings doesn't stop people from scoring. You using the settings correctly, that's what it takes. So here I have it for the on-ball screens. I have it for go under on everyone on the Pelicans, and on the switch rules, I have it on switch bigs. So that means if it's a guard on guard pick and roll, there won't be a switch, but I actually probably want one. So there's no switch. I played it like it was a switch. That's my fault. Each one more got a clean shot, misses it, but that's my fault. So that's a user mistake with the incorrect settings. So here I have switch rules on switch bigs again. And you can see the computer make an excellent play. So watch. They swing the ball around, and you can see there's a screen in the middle, pins Anthony Davis. Dan Marley just goes pick up Anthony Davis, which is what he's not supposed to do, because remember, switch rule is switch bigs, but he makes that mistake, dunked. Now, I attribute this to not a setting problem, because I've seen the setting work great most of the time. This is a Dan Marley problem. He made a dumb mistake because of his pick and roll defensive AI, or defensive AI, so I just took him off. That's Dan Marley playing bad, and there's nothing much you can do sometimes when that happens, so just take the player off, put in a better defender. And here I have off-ball pressure on Quincy Bondexter. And you can see the defender on him is Quentin Richardson, who is not the greatest defender, so he plays it wrong. The setting is correct, but Quentin Richardson plays it wrong, gives him an open shot. This does happen, and I'm okay with it because dumb defenders don't often execute your schemes perfectly. Alright, here we have going under on Tyreke Evans with the soft hedge, which is the right idea. I go under myself, you'll see, but then Robert Horry, the computer defender, plays it wrong because of a defensive IQ issue. Earlier in the possession, you can see Horry doing it right, but here he plays it wrong. He goes way too high, and that gets us completely screwed. Great cross by Tyreke Evans. He gets into the middle of the paint, help steps up, gives up the easy jumper. That's also more of a player defensive IQ thing. That's what I want to preach to you guys. If you're playing my team or whatever, my GM, make sure you get smart defenders because they follow your schemes. And you can saw in those other two examples, the scheme was correct, but the defenders does not help you out. And in this instance, you can see my Kyle Lowry getting beat just there by a little bit, which opens up a whole bunch of bad stuff. You can see Jrue Holiday cut in, and he's wide open here, which makes him the responsibility of AD. AD has help on, so he's supposed to help. But I have off-ball pressure on tight, so if you do that, if you have help rules on, but if you're off-ball guarding someone tight, who's supposed to come help, I had to because Anthony Davis is a great player, so I have to get him tight. If you do that, this happens. The help comes really late. So if there's strong side help, like in this situation, my AD needs to be the strong side help defender. He is way late. This is just what happens if you have help rules on help, but you're guarding the other guy off-ball tight. And here you can see I have off-ball tight on Myers Leonard again because he's a great shooter. And you can see I'm trying to help this time off the ball. I slide over with Anthony Davis expecting him to dive. He doesn't dive, but then he dives later. That's the correct setting, but poor user execution. So that's also okay. But I just wanted to show you guys what that looks like. So here are the full settings I had for the game with the Pelicans, just to show you guys, show the diehard fans the settings that I use. There will be defensive settings for Golden State Warriors online coming out probably next week, now that I have showed you guys everything about settings. The point of this video is just I wanted to show you the terrible mistakes that 2K does have on off-ball screen defense. That screws you. But I also want to show you how great, pick and roll defensive settings are on ball. And at the same time, I showed you all of the user mistakes just to help you recognize so you can recognize what's a settings problem, what's a player problem, and what's a user problem. Defense is a tough game. I mean, if you can run it perfectly, you will hold the other team to 0 points, and that doesn't happen. In 2K, you can give up defense by having user problems, AI problems, and specific player IQ problems in terms of the guys you have on your team. What you want to do is you want to play it to your best most of the time, so it eliminates the mistakes, so that you can just come up with a win because your offense is efficient, right? But the point is, off-ball screen defense by computer is broke, so you have to deal with that with yourself. It seems like once I do show you guys the Golden State Warriors settings that I have been using, you will see a lot of off-ball defense by me. I know people don't like that, but you need to understand, like, the off-ball screen defenses 2K is so bad. If you're guarding like a Warriors team who does a lot of off-ball screens, you gotta do them yourself. If you don't guard them yourselves, you're asking to be murdered. You gotta go off-ball this year in 2K if you're playing super competitively and you want to win, because the help defense, I've shown you guys how to fix the help defense. But the off-ball screen defense on shots, that can't be fixed. That's really, really broken. So make sure you share this, send it to 2K. I'll try to get it to maybe to the developers so they can see just how bad that off-ball screen defense is, because it's bad. You saw the defender stands there and does not recognize when he's about to be screened. So as always, thanks for coming by. New Money Playbook coming next week, and online defensive settings against Warriors or my teams. Alright, I'll see all of you next time.